Welcome back to the point after 585-395-2500. It's time for Brockport Coast to Coast.
Bringing you the very latest from all your Brockport sports teams. It's time for Brockport Coast to Coast.
And as always, we kick off Brockport Coast to Coast with baseball. And for baseball, we'll bring in head coach of the men's baseball team here at Brockport, Justin Beach. Thanks for taking the time out to join us here this Sunday evening.
How's it going, guys? Pleasure to be here.
It's going pretty good, but it has to be going even better for you. If we could, tell us what the mood was like when you guys found out that you would be crowned SUNYAC champions and make your way into the NCAA tournament.
Well, I tell you what, it felt pretty good. We've been working pretty hard, and ever since 2004, when we made a trip to the College World Series and won the SUNYAC, that's been our goal, is to get back there and win the SUNYACs and represent our conference at the regional level and the national level. It was, I guess it's not how you draw it up, not winning it on the field, but we did what we needed to do, winning 2 games and being the only undefeated team left in the tournament when the weather snowed us out. The rest of the tournament there. So we're happy.
And Coach Beach, I mean, you touched on it. A little bit unconventional, not winning the championship on the field. What was it like? Was it a phone call? How exactly did you find out that you would be crowned SUNYAC championship? Were you aware of the situation that you had a pretty good chance if the weather did indeed play a factor, or did it come as a complete surprise?
No, we kind of knew that might be something that would happen. Looking at the forecast of the weather for the weekend and being proactive, looking at the bylaws, knowing that the team that goes 2-0 would have the upper advantage. But there's a lot of different bylaws there that would have come into play, the highest seed, and if everybody was 1-1, or there's a lot of different things that could have came into play. But so what went down is we had a coaches meeting and determined that the weather was just, actually I had nothing to do with the decision because it was only on in Cortland who needed to play with the right to play on the championship, and they made a decision that it was just 20 degrees and that was with the wind chill and it was snowing, that they didn't feel like it was healthy for the student athletes to play in that weather, and then the next decision became, can we play 3 games on Monday if necessary, because they would have to beat us twice. So and they decided, and the commissioner was involved, and decided that wasn't something that was conducive for student athlete success. So
you guys had 3 players make it to some all-SUNYAC teams, headlined by outfielder Max Quito, making team all-SUNYAC. What is his team all throughout the season?
He's been our spark plug at the beginning of our lineup. He's really just and having to sit out last year to injury. We knew what we were getting when he came to Brockport, but he's really even went further than my expectations. And, I mean, he's broken a school record in runs scored, and he's had, I think he's on base at least 50% of the time. He stole a lot of bases. And he's been one of the leaders of our offense, and when he goes, we go. So it's nice to have a guy that can run a little bit and gets on base there to be in the lineup.
And talking with the head coach or manager of the Brockport men's baseball team, SUNYAC champions for the 2010 season, head coach Justin Beach. And Coach, a little bit of unconventional, not only in the way that you ended the season with your SUNYAC championship, but a little bit of a layoff here. You guys are preparing here I'm not sure, I mean, you'll find out tomorrow exactly how many days in between it will be between games for you, but how are you guys keeping sharp? I remember, I saw you guys out there not too long ago practicing. The weather's certainly been a factor. How exactly are you keeping the guys sharp in between games?
Well, it's been a long season, and we've played close to 40 games, and at this point in the season, it's just get out there, touch it, feel it, just stay sharp, keep it short, and it a little bit, and that's enough to keep them sharp, I think. I mean, you've been in the weight room a little bit more the last week, and more or less just stayed active, and not overdoing it out on the baseball field. The guys that play, they're ready to go. When the bell rings, they're going to be there. It's just a matter of getting through the next week and a half or the last week and a half and preparing for the regionals. But I think they're excited and they're ready to go.
Have you decided who you're going to send out there to the mound for the first game of the National Championship Tournament?
Well, I think that's all going to determine on who we play, when we play, what matches up best for us. And, we could be going to Ohio, we could be staying here in Auburn and playing the New York region. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we're gonna evaluate who we're playing and what matchups best for Brockport, and then we'll make a decision as a coaching staff at that point. But we'll find out late tonight, tomorrow morning.
Does that uncertainty of who you're going to play any factor here, or because you're kind of likely to play a team you haven't seen much of, does it not really matter?
Yeah, I mean, we're preparing either way. I mean, at this point, they're all good teams. You're not going to face anybody that's you're going to roll over on, and you got to come out and play well. So we're preparing like we're going to have to play whoever might be the national champion. So we're going to play good baseball, and either way, prepare for that.
So you said you'll find out tonight. Do you guys have anything planned? You're going to have we see so often a lot of teams get together. Are you going to relay the message later on?
Well, the baseball selection is a little bit different than some of the others, and the fact that those coaches, and not the coaches, the coaches that are on the call, the representation for the region are on call. They might even be on right now. I'm not sure what time that call starts, but it goes till the wee hours of the night. They're jockeying for spots and trying to put teams up from their region, and it's not as cut and dry. It's just the numbers might say, similar to the NCAA basketball tournament, where you don't know until they finally make the decision on those. So I wish there was a time that we could sit down and watch it on TV or something like that, but we won't know until, who knows, late tonight probably, when that call gets done.
All right, Coach Justin Beach, manager of the Brockport baseball team, NCAA bound. Congratulations on your SUNYAC tournament win, and we hope to hear nothing but good things coming in the next couple of weeks in the NCAA tournament.
I appreciate all the coverage you guys have given us this year, and hopefully we'll have a run towards the World Series again and bring Brockport back on the national level. So thanks, guys.
And no problem, and hopefully we will see Coach Beach there, hoping to bring you some of the action from the NCAA tournament that's coming up later this week. Like he said in the interview, still hasn't been announced when they will play, who they will play, or even where they will play, even though it's quite certain that it will be in Auburn, which is kind of in the middle of Rochester and Syracuse, but pretty exciting time for this baseball team.
So literally every aspect of this game is still up in the air.
Basically. It's the most frustrating thing when you're trying to get together a team to bring all you good people out there at the game, because these are ones you don't want to miss. It's not every year that Brockport gets to go to an NCAA tournament, and when they do, we'd like to bring you all the action, of course, and we'll keep you updated, keep it tuned here all week long, as well as on 891thepoint.com and online at thepointafter.be, whether or not we'll be carrying you here at the station, and of course the winners and all